record on this. Okay, so Palo Alto, so almost 18 session, but it will increase, okay, if we require, okay, no problem. And this is our contents. Here is our contents. Okay, so let me discuss about our contents. So this one is basic concept on firewall. Okay, so in our first class, I'll discuss about it. Then our introduction to Palo Alto networks. Okay, then lab setup, CLI modes, DNS. So all the concepts are here, all the contents are here. You can see. So let us discuss from first. So today is the introduction of all topics. Okay, so basic concept on firewall. So what is firewall? Suppose this is your gateway. Okay, and this is your LAN, local area network. This is your office. And this is a gateway. Gateway means this can be device which can be connected to a outside network. Okay, so this device basically do what? This device is helpful to connect your LAN as well as connect your ISP or internet. Suppose this is your ISP router. Okay, on behind of ISP you have the internet. Okay, so this is the gateway. Okay, now suppose a user is sending traffic to outside. Okay, so or this user is browsing something. Okay, suppose google.com or facebook.com or any other websites. Okay, so on the internet, all the websites are not good, right? There are bad websites, there are bad IP, there are bad guys are located on internet. Now what happened? If this guy, suppose is requested to connect a bad websites, then inside the bad website, there can have viruses, there can have malware, there can have many more threats. Okay, so it will pass through the gateway to the user, and your LAN user will be affected, or your full of your LAN user affected, or outside user, they can be hacker. Okay, so if this guy wants to connect with many bad websites or bad IP, okay, so they can either attacked by the virus or malware, or this guy is a hacker, he can access to a network because this is simply a gateway. Okay, no firewalling. So before gateway, consider this is your traditional router. This is your router. I am not enabling any ACL here. Okay, I am not configuring any ACL. So this one is just like a router. So on router, basically we can do what? We can do just configure routing. Suppose I have configured static routing to reach to the internet. Okay, so this is the open, right? This is open for this bad guy and open for the inside users. There are no restriction. That means without door in your house. Okay, so if this is your house, if there are no door, so any threat can enter into your, or any outsider can enter your home and can steal something. So similarly, if I just doing routing, it can do anything. Okay, so this guy can easily access to any websites or any bad thing, and they will carry on reply, they will carry viruses, they will carry malware, which can destroy your network. Okay, destroy your data. And if this is the outside guy, is a hacker, he can steal your important data. Okay, that's why this routing capability can prevent anything, right? Hence comes the router also, but this time I am going to configure ACL, access control list. Okay. So this is your outside internet. This is your inside, this is a host PC. So now this guy can do routing, and also I can configure simple access control list. Okay, so in CCNA, we have already learned about the ACL, right? So ACL means access control list. Access control list. So there are different types of ACL, right? In router. So we can configure the standard ACL and we can configure the extended ACL. Standard ACL can be configured either a number based or can be configured as named based. Similarly, extended ACL can be configured named based or number based, right? So either you will use number based or named based is not a factor, but factor is here. Standard ACL and extended ACL. Standard ACL works based on source IP. Either this guy can access or not. Okay, either this guy can access or not. Then we can configure standard ACL. Okay, so we already know about it on CCNA. Extended ACL do something more. Okay, if we have source IP, so this is the user, it has the IP address, and this is a server, also it has the IP address. So on internet there can be many more hosts. Okay, if I want something, this guy can access to the specific server. Suppose this is your Facebook server or this is your mail server. Okay, so this server IP is 10.20. Here the IP is 1.1. This user by default can access to the server, but if I want something, this guy can't access to this server. In this case, I need to configure extended ACL. Okay, so extended ACL works based on source IP, based on destination IP, DIP, source port, and destination port. Okay, suppose this is a FTP server. Okay, suppose this server has FTP server, this server has mail server, this server has web server. Suppose if I want only FTP server to block, then you need to mention the source port and destination port of the FTP server, right? Okay, so these can be configured on the router, right? So using the ACL, what is your goal? Using the ACL, we can filtering, right? So suppose this guy can't access to outside or outside guy can't access to inside, we can filter that. So if we have, I am drawing another picture. Suppose this is a router, this is outside server or internet, and this is a switch, and we can have multiple user, right, in your LAN. So this is suppose is ISP. On ISP behind, this is my web server, and this is another service, suppose FTP server, and this is for suppose mail one. Okay, suppose Gmail server. Now, so this one is IP is 1.1, this one is 1.2, this one is 1.3, this one is suppose something like suppose this IP is 10.11.11, this one is 11.12.12, this one is suppose 13.13. Okay, now if I want something, this guy can't access to the server, but other two guys can access to the server. Okay, hence we can do that using the access control list. And we need to configure extended ACL, right? Extended ACL do what? Based on source IP, based on destination IP, source IP, based on destination IP, DIP. This is the FTP server. Okay, so our service is FTP. That means source port will be dynamically generated when you configure NAT. Okay, source port will be dynamically configured, and destination port is FTP port. DP is FTP port. Okay, now using access list, something like IP access list, then give a name. Okay, suppose ABC is the name of access control list. then we need to do what? So deny your permit, suppose deny, then source IP, suppose 1.1, then destination IP, suppose 13.13, okay, 13.13, then source port is any, okay, and destination port should be mentioned, suppose 21 or 20, okay, or you can write just FTP, okay. So when you create the rules, SCL rules, then this guy can access to the FTP server. Okay, so already we have learned on CCNA. So what is the problem? If I use like source SCL based on source IP, based on DIP, okay, destination IP, source port, and destination port. The problem is that suppose this guy is allowed on web server, right? Suppose this can be bad website. So web server ideally use port number 80 and 443. Okay, all the websites either follow port number 80. 80 is non-secured, 443 is secured, right? So any web servers are using port number 80 and 443. So on the internet, we have thousands or million websites. They are using the port number 80 and 443. So this guy can access any web server, right? Any web server, and you don't know the specific IP for million of web server, right? Either you need to block port number 80 or 443. If you block port number 80 and 443, all websites will be blocked, right? So you cannot do the URL filtering, okay, using the traditional ACL. So using on router, we can configure the ACL, but ACL works based on the source IP, that means layer 3, and based on destination source and destination port, that means layer 4. So traditional ACL was based on layer 3 and based on layer 4. So using the ACL, we can't filter in the URL. And again, if I access to the any URL, this guy have the possibilities to browse any bad URL. Okay, when it sends a request to bad URL, the bad URL always the bad URL always contains virus, right? So on request, this guy will send the virus and it will come to your network. Okay, but this is your traditional firewall. It works based on IP and port. Okay, so either it is virus containing virus, either it is containing malware. So traditional router, if you work just configure just ACL, it cannot eliminate. Okay, so you cannot do antivirus. Use it as a antivirus or malware filtering or virus filtering. Okay, you cannot do. On the outside, we have many more applications, million application. Okay, so using the traditional ACL, we cannot do that. We cannot prevent the application. We cannot filtering the application. Okay, so it has another problem. So traditional firewall can resolve our actual your firewalling, right? Hence come the next generation firewall. Okay, so next generation firewall can do what? Next generation firewall can do. So 1 minute, guy. I am coming back. 1 minute. So traditional firewall works based on layer 3 and based on layer 4. It cannot do application filtering. It cannot do URL filtering. It cannot do malware filtering, antivirus filtering. Okay, many more options. Hence come the next generation firewall. Okay, so next generation firewall can work based on layer 7. Okay, so layer 7 is basically for URL, application, okay, and many more. And also we can configure the malware filtering, then virus, it can work as an antivirus. So traditional firewall can router can filtering the antivirus. Okay, so hence comes the next generation firewall. So after router, Cisco invented a new device which is called Cisco ASA firewall. Okay, Cisco ASA. So router can do what? Router can do routing. Okay, router can do NAT. Router can do VPN. Router can do ACL. Okay, but the maximum functionality based on routing. Suppose it is dedicatedly for routing, right? Router. So if your organization is big, then as a single router, you cannot use for multiple purpose. Okay, so they hence come the Cisco ASA firewall. Okay, ASA firewall. ASA firewall can do routing, but not too much as a router. So ASA firewall can also do routing, can do NAT, can do VPN, can do ACL, can do ACL. Okay, but here the suppose routing functionality suppose more than 80%. Here routing functionality suppose 20%. We are not using ASA firewall as for routing, route filtering, or sorry, many more. So we are not using it on our ISP perimeter router, okay, or ISP core router for Cisco ASA firewall, because this is built only for filtering, for ACL purpose. Okay, so it can easily do NAT, it can easily do VPN, it can easily do ACL, but also some limitation or limited feature of routing. That means you can also configure static routing, dynamic routing, but not in huge. Okay, but what is the main difference? So if you, so actually I am talking about the traditional router, okay, not about the modern router. So on traditional router is purely stateless filtering. Okay, but modern router and ASA firewall is a stateful firewall. A stateful firewall. A stateful firewall. Okay, modern router, because in modern router, they updated some codes and they can now work as a stateful mechanism. Okay, so what is stateful and stateless? Let me explain. So suppose this is a door, okay, or this is a gateway of your home. So this is your home. So this is your main gate. So on the main gate, you have the security guard, right? Security guard. Now any outside visitor wants to come to meet with you. Suppose this is you. He will come to meet with you. Then the security guard first will open its notebook and put its name and cell number. Also where to meet or with whom to meet, right? So he will put his name, and then he will give him access to the inside. Okay, so gateway, this man is like a firewall. Now this man, after few minutes, he come out again on the outside, and after 1 minute or 2 minutes, he again come back to the home. Now the security guard will not put his name again, right? Because this man is identified by the security guard and already noted in his notebook. So this is called the stateful mechanism. A stateful mechanism. That means all the records of the session, this is like a session, coming outside from inside from outside, and then again coming to outside, inside. So this is like a session. Okay, so this guy will not build a new session again. That's why this feature is called the stateful mechanism. So ASA firewall and all the modern router follow these rules, but traditional router will delete all the session. They need to create all the session. That means from source to destination to need to suppose something like this is a user, inside user, and this is a server. Okay, so this is a Facebook server. So to communicate with Facebook server or to browse something, they need to create the session first. Okay, so as a TCP session. Okay, so TCP session, TCP three-way handshake. After configuring the, after creating the session, they will transfer the data. Okay, and suppose this guy now, this guy was browsing Facebook server. After some minutes, he now browsing Google. Then again come back to Facebook server. Okay, so in that case, this guy from the server, no need to create the session again, because the firewall will take a note about the source IP, destination IP, source, and the services, like a record book. Okay, so these one and these one no need the new session again. So this is called a stateful mechanism. A stateful mechanism. So a stateful mechanism is faster because no need to create the TCP three-way handshake again. Okay, so now all the modern router or all the firewall maintain this technique, a stateful mechanism. Okay, so I am talking about next generation firewall. So what are the next generation firewall? Next generation firewall today, all the firewalls are next generation, like Cisco called it the Cisco Firewall or Firewall Threat Defense. Palo Alto, we have the Palo Alto next generation firewall. FortiGate, we have Checkpoint, we have Sophos, so many more firewall. All are next generation firewall. Okay, so all firewall maintains the rules such as application filtering, URL filtering, then malware filtering, then antivirus profile. They will maintain antivirus profile, larger database it has. Okay, so this is actually the firewall do. Okay, so this is actually this one is the basic concept on firewall. Okay, now introduction to Palo Alto network and certification. So I will so there are two certification, PCNSA and PCNSE. So no need to do this one, PCNSE. We can directly do PCNSE, Palo Alto Certified Network Security Engineer. Okay. And lab setup on EV engine. I will share all the images, including VMware, so we can configure lab on VMware. Okay, I will share, no problem. And all the images we need, I will share you and also show you how to set up lab on EV engine. Okay, so I will obviously do that. So on Palo Alto, we call it the SP3 architecture. Okay, so this architecture or for this feature, Palo Alto is different from any other firewall. Okay, from any other firewall, and Palo Alto is number one firewall for this architecture. So I will have a separate class on SP3. Okay, so no, don't worry. But this one I will not discuss again because I don't want to waste time to discuss again. Okay, so I will discuss SP3 architecture. Then lab setup, I will also show you lab. So today I will show you the lab, how to set up lab on EV engine. Okay, and tomorrow I will discuss this part. Okay, discuss this part. Okay, so then so I will show this one after configuring the lab. Okay, then we have the static routing feature, security policy. So security policy is like ACL, okay, access control list. So on Palo Alto or any firewall, we call it the security policy. Okay, then NAT and PAT, similar to CCNA. We have different types of NAT. So I will also discuss NAT and PAT. Okay, then object. So object can be defined in on ASA firewall. Okay, the name is object. On Palo Alto, the name is also object. Okay, and but on Fortinet we have the address, the similar name, similar functionality, but on FortiGate we will find this address. Okay, antivirus security profile, anti-square security profile, vulnerability security profile. I will show you. I will have different labs on it. Okay, don't worry. Then I will move for URL filtering. Okay, URL filtering, file blocking, wildfire. wildfire analysis. So it is different than any other file. So we can call it the sandboxing. Okay, on another file, actually, wildfire mechanism is like the sandboxing. So I will explain what is why wildfire is used, what is sandboxing. I will discuss everything. Then security group, security profile, interface management, DOS protection, then SSL forward, firewall application. So what is the application? Suppose you have the Google, okay? So Google is we can call it the mother application, but we have the more and more micro application. Suppose we have Google Map, we have Google Calendar, we have Google something more, many more. So we can have suppose 40 or 50 or 100 application under an application. Okay, so we can, this is called app ID, application ID. Okay, using this feature, this is the best feature in Palo Alto. Using this feature, we can filter the micro application. Okay, more granular feature in Palo Alto. Okay, so Palo Alto has this type of feature, which another firewall also has feature, but not granular as Palo Alto. Okay, so you can configure, suppose if you want to block Google Map, you can obviously do that, or you can block such as a Google Calendar, but all other application will be allowed. You can obviously do that. So I will explain on this section. Okay, then layer 2 deployment. So what is layer 2 deployment? Okay, I will discuss. Then we have the virtual. So many more. So I will discuss. And also the another important part is site-to-site VPN and remote access VPN. Okay, so site-to-site VPN is what? Suppose if you have two office, so this is your USA office, this is your Canada office. Okay, these are two firewall. Okay, and on behind they have the internet. Okay, so this is your LAN, and here this is your LAN. So if you want to communicate between these two LAN, at the end, you think you are working in the same office. At the end, you will find both are working. So you are a guy here and you are another user here. You will work so that it seems you are in the same office. Okay, but we are in long distance, and also our connection is via internet. So internet is insecure. So we can do what? We can create the tunnel, and which is called a VPN. Okay, virtual private network. Okay, so if we want to connect our remote office, okay, multiple office, okay, then we need to configure the site-to-site VPN. But if you looks like something, right, this is your firewall, okay, and on behind this is your switch, and here is your many more users, and also you have the server, okay, many more things. You have the rack, on the rack you have the router, you have the, and many more. Okay, so this is your internet, and it can be located in different countries. Okay, so this is USA. Suppose I am from Bangladesh. Now I need to work remotely in my office. Okay, so in that case, any mobile user can connect to the firewall and can get access to the specific device or a specific service. Okay, so that I can work remotely. In that case, I need to create the remote access VPN. Okay, so I will continue. Also, I will show you the HA, high availability. So what is high availability? Suppose I have only on firewall. Okay, and this is your LAN. And LAN, suppose this is your LAN, this is your switch, and LAN is connected, and this is your internet. So this is your critical service, or it can be user. Okay, so your traffic is moving through the firewall, but this is only one device, right? If the device is down, what happened? Your all the communication will be disrupted. That's why I need HA, high availability. Suppose this is my firewall, this is another firewall. Okay, now we can have the link here. This is your switch, this is your ISP switch, and this is your ISP. Okay, so I will connect this one is a switch actually. This is your switch in your company, and switch is directly connected to the ISP. Okay, and here is another connection, here is another connection. Look like that. And here is a user. Now, this guy will communicate with the outside server, okay? Outside server. Now the traffic will be through the firewall. Now if the firewall is down, then traffic will be instantly switch the secondary firewall. So this is called the HA. So this firewall will be worked as an active mode. This one is a standby or passive. All the traffic by default will pass through the active firewall. If the active is down, then standby will be the active, and all the traffic will pass through the firewall. Okay, so this is called our HA feature. So I will also discuss about it. Okay, so don't worry. So most of the features of Palo Alto is application, user ID, app ID, user ID, URL filtering. So these are granular, okay, granular than any other firewall. And also we have the VPN, okay, two types of VPN, okay, and we have the sandboxing, that means wildfire. Okay, so these are the most important features of Palo Alto. Okay, I will discuss for that section. I have the different class and different labs. Okay, so don't worry. So today I will show you as well as how to configure lab on EV engine. Okay, so already discussed this one, so I don't want to waste time on basic concept and firewall. Okay, so how to configure lab on EV engine. Okay, so let me start my server. So you need what? You need the image, number one. You need VMware workstation. So I will share the folder. Okay, all the images are in a single drive. So I will share VMware. Then EV engine. I will use the OVA file. Okay, and then number three, you need to use the WinSCP. Okay, then 4, I will use the PuTTY. Then 5, I need suppose images like Palo Alto, okay, like Palo Alto, and also we need router, and also we need switch, and also we need the Windows machine. Okay, so this is enough. Windows, and then 6, we have the EV engine client pack. Okay, so these are requirement. Okay, and also you need minimum 16 GB of RAM. That's enough. If you have 32 GB RAM, good, but minimum 16 GB RAM. Okay, so now first I need to configure I need to install the VMware. Okay, so I have please keep all the images in a single folder so that you can easily find it, right? So suppose my all the folder is EV package, EV engine package. I will share all the images. Okay, already I have uploaded all the images. I will just share the folder or share the drive. So this is my VMware workstation. Just double click on it. I am using the VMware workstation version 16.2. It was fine, no bug actually. I will also share the license file. Okay, so it is very simple. Just click on yes and next, and next. Okay, so it is very simple. This VMware I have already installed. That's why I do not want to install it again. So just next, and I have already installed. That's why there are different option. But you have the new, so you need to press just next option. Everything should be default. No need to change anything. At the end, you need to put a license. I will share the license one. Okay, VMware license. Just put here and then finish. All good. Then you need to configure. You need to install the WinSCP. Okay, finish. WinSCP. So suppose this is WinSCP. Just double click on it. it is very simple to install. So just click on yes and accept and next. No need to change anything. I have already installed it. Okay. And then you need to install the eBingine client pack. Just double click on it. It will be installed. Okay. And then you need to suppose yes. And then next. So no need to change anything. It will be installed. Okay. Then okay. Finish it. I don't accept the agreement. I accept the agreement. Next. Everything will be default. Okay. So it will be installed. Then I will browse for PuTTY because PuTTY is very essential. So download PuTTY. You can install multi-PuTTY. Download PuTTY. Okay, just it is a very small file. Just download PuTTY. It will be downloaded. Okay, so suppose anyone. Okay, and now just click on it. Okay. Okay, so it will be installed. Just next. No need to change anything. Okay, yes. So close application, all restart them. Okay. Okay. So no need, finish. Okay. So all good. So next, so finish, but I have already installed, so I will not finish it. Just close. Okay. So all are installed. Okay. You can see here, I have installed WinSCP, I have installed VMware, I have installed PuTTY, and also installed this one. Now my second task is import eBingine into my workstation. Okay. So I will not just finish. Okay, no problem. Okay, I am moving to my another server. So remote desktop, connect, and password. So I have already installed. Now click on VMware. And there will be nothing here. Okay, at the first time, there will be nothing here, full or empty. Okay, now I have already eBingine on a file, right? On a folder. Now click on file. Now open. And this is my EAP community version. EAP community VM. Just open EAP community version VM. Just open. So give a name. Suppose eBingine. I'll give name eBingine test purpose. Okay. Then I'll browse and do a folder or create a folder on your drive where you have minimum 200 GB space. Okay. So I am going this PC and I will move for suppose VM and I will use this one, or you can create new ones, new folder. Okay, or I will use this one. Now okay, and import. It will take 2 or 3 minutes. Need to wait. Okay, now I will go for settings. So edit virtual machine settings, and here memory is 8 GB. If you have more memory, you can increase. Then processor, I can use 2 processor and 2 coprocessor. and it should be enabled. Okay, virtualization, Intel virtualization technology. Okay, this should be enabled. And hard disk, I will increase the hard disk. Next, store a single file. I will increase up to suppose 200 GB. Then next, then finish. Okay, so 200 GB is added. And breeze, and should be breeze mode. Okay, should be breeze mode. Should be breeze mode. That means I am going to use my home network. That's why I will do not any net or anything. I will just click on breeze. It is fine. And everything is okay. Now okay. And now power on this. Okay. So now admin the CLI mode. On CLI mode, username is root. Also CLI and WinSCP. Here I will use the username root and password, default password is EVE. Okay, so here the username will be root and password will be default EVE. But in GUI mode, the username is admin, a small letter, admin, and password is EVE, always EVE. This is for GUI mode. Okay, please remember. Now, if I will type username root and password EVE. And here is asking for new password set. I will use suppose EVE and which password you will type can show here. Okay, just click enter, then retype the password, but it will not show yet. Then enter. I will not change anything, just enter. If you want to change password, you can change, okay, as you like. Or you need to put, so password should be typed, okay, but you cannot see what password you are typing. So password should be. So this guy is getting IP 1.6, so it is look like that. That means this is your home network, this is your Wi-Fi router, this is your laptop. Okay, this is your laptop. This laptop is connected with your Wi-Fi router. So here, in my case, the IP is generated from this subnet. So as this is breeze mode, so the laptop is getting IP from this subnet. That means suppose laptop is getting 1.5. On top of Windows, I have configured VMware for virtualization. Then on top of VMware, I have installed a image. I have installed new operating system, which is EVE Engine. Okay, so EVE Engine, as EVE Engine is breeze mode setup, so EVE Engine will get IP from the same subnet, and hence the IP 1.6. Okay, 1.6. So you will get better performance if you connect a cable directly from your router to PC. So here is my IP. Now I will go to Firefox or Google Chrome. Then just type the IP 192.168.1.6. Then enter. So this is my GUI mode. GUI mode username is admin, always admin, and always EVE. Whatever you IP set up in command line will not be used here. Suppose in the previous screen we have set up a password 12345, but this password is not here. Here the password always EVE, username admin. This will be used only for CLI or WinSCP when we use it for file transfer. Okay. Now the password is EVE. EVE. Now sign in. So now create a new lab, suppose my lab. Okay. Then save. So this is your working area. Now from here, add an object node. Here you have too much devices, but all are in gray color. Gray color. That means I have not import any images yet. That's why all are gray color. When I import images on our EVengine platform, then this guy will showing blue color. So what I need to do, I need to import images on EVengine. Okay. So now I will do that. So open the WinSCP. Here the IP will be what? Here the IP will be the EVengine IP on .6 and username root, password, whatever your password is sets. Then login, skip. So this is my Windows machine. This is my EVengine machine. EVengine on backend, there is Linux, Ubuntu. Okay, so it is also operating system, and this is another operating system. So WinSCP is used to transfer file from Windows machine to your Linux machine or EVengine. Okay. Okay. Now where to import? So this is your root mode. You can see this is your root. So it should be root. Okay. So it should be root. If I go previous. Okay. So this is your root, and under root you need to use the OPT. Under root you will go to OPT, then unit lab, then add-ons. Okay, so this is the directory. Under root, you need to go OPT, then unit lab, then add-ons. So here are different folders, 3 directory, where I need to import images. Okay, so now on my left side, let me find out the images. So suppose these images under soft drive. So from here, I have already created the images. Okay, so this is Palo-Alto. I have already created images to your use. Okay, so this is Palo-Alto image already created. So there are manual process, but you don't do nothing. So I will import these images, this type of folder under QEMU, not Dynamics, not IWL. IWL contains bin file, Dynamics image file, but not folder file. So under QEMU, I will just drag and drop here. So it will be transferred. Okay, so it will take some time. On similar way, I need to import other images such as switch, such as router, okay, many more. So it will take some time. So tomorrow I will show you the SP3 architecture as well as some basic lab, okay, basic configuration of Palo Alto device. Okay, so what we need to configure. Okay, first we need to configure some CLI, and configuring CLI, then we can go to the dashboard. Okay, so I will show you both tomorrow. So tomorrow class is 4 p.m. right? 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fine for me. So let me wait. So I will share all the images. Okay, so I have already. So let me show you. Let me share the drive. Okay, first. We go to this one. And I need to go. Suppose this one. And the drive I'm sharing right now. Okay. Under the drive, this is my E packages. Okay, so this is open for all. Please don't cut, okay? So you can download all the images from here, all the images. I just let me check the permission. Okay, anyone with link, done, you can edit. So just see, I'm sharing that. Palo-Alto. Okay, so on this drive, I need to upload the Palo-Alto image. Except Palo-Alto, I have upload all. You can see here. Okay, so I need to import Palo-Alto also. So let me go. So it also takes some time. Let me upload Palo-Alto at the same time. Okay, so I am going to upload Palo-Alto. File upload. Soft. So first I need to zip format, right? I need to zip first. Palo-Alto 10. Advanced. Let me check for Windows. Both are working same time. So this image is too long. You can see 3 GB, 3.2. Okay, done. Now I need to image the Swiss. We need Swiss, okay? So this is a Swiss, basically multi-layer Swiss. So it is very simple. That's why it will take a lot. And then I will take router. So router will goes on Dynamics, under Dynamics. So this is your router image 72. This is your image file. I will just drag and drop here. Okay, on bin file, we don't require. We just require Dynamics or Cube. Okay, that's enough. So all the task is done. Most of the task. Now I will go to the putty. Okay, and copy a command from here. So wait a minute. Okay, so this is my putty. I'm from putty. So all my machine is under the same network. So that's why I can browse and everything. Okay, so all are in same network. This is my engine IP, right? 1.6. Now open and accept. Login as root and password is EVE. But if you set password, then you need to type it. Okay. Here I need to put a command, but one time. First time I need to use the command. I will send the command. So this is my engine. This command is required. So here are many more commands for troubleshooting, but this command is very essential. I am sending that. Okay, the Palo-Alto, I will send that. And I will also send the license file. Then just right click on it and enter. Just enter. Okay. And VMware, this is This is your license file. Okay. Now, okay, so these commands is run, so no need to do anything. You can exit out or close this button. Okay. Now, if I go to the previous one, add an object node. Okay, so here you can see iOS router. So it is a now blue color, right? You can use this. So how many routers, how many devices you need? You can change the name. Suppose router name, any name. You can increase the slot. You can increase the slot and no need to change anything, just save. This is a router. Okay. Now add an object node. I need Palo-Alto device, something like what switch. Click on switch. How many switch you record? Suppose I need two. Okay, you can change the name here and no need to change the CPU or RAM. Everything is default, just save. So I have two switches. Okay, so I have two switches, something like. So it is based on topology, how many switches you need, how many router you need. Then I will take the Palo Alto, right? So this is your Palo Alto, blue color. How many devices you need? I need only one device. No need to increase the RAM. That's one up. Just save. This is suppose something like this one. Okay. So suppose now
Could
you
you
can
please,
connect.
Astrid,
Yeah.
could you please try to log on it?
Yeah, I will log tomorrow. Okay. Not today. Okay. So I will just power on. So to log in, I need something. I need to add the management interface, right? So node. So I will show you tomorrow. Okay, no problem. I will show you tomorrow. I just check it's working or not. I will show you details how to access by a management interface, right? You cannot access. So it should be working. And now allow, then open. So this is your CLI. Okay. But you cannot send the GUI mode still now. We need to set up the lab, okay, or design the lab. Okay. So so this is all good. Okay. So tomorrow I will show you. Tomorrow I will show you. I will first discuss about the SP3 architecture, then I will show the basic lab and also design our lab as on our class. Okay. Clear? So it will take some time. You can see this is in a CLI mode. Okay, so but in CLI mode, you cannot configure everything. So we need to connect it to our PC so that we can access to the GUI. Okay,
Hello.
so hello.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no problem.
I
No
have
problem.
I have a question. In the past, I installed EVNG. I installed the ISO with a 3 GB community file. I don't see you doing this. Are we like connecting to one of your ESXi EVNG lab environment using the packet?
Okay,
The client packet you gave us is like really small in size. Are we like connecting to like the lab is actually running somewhere else and we are just connecting to it? Just I want to understand how everything works because I'm trying to I have a bare metal kind of workstation I want to install I want
I
to
know.
install the professional version on it. It has a 48 GB of RAM. I will just need to connect to it remotely using my laptop in the future after that.
Okay, so you can also obviously do that. So on top of ESXi bare metal, you can also install the
Exactly.
yeah. So on
I'm very
iOS,
familiar with vSphere and everything.
you can install, no problem. Okay, but recommended is to install on top of VMware workstation. It is recommended. Okay, but
Why
professional version,
workstation in particular? Why
yeah.
workstation in particular? Is it does it work better on workstation?
Yeah, it's a VMware workstation.
I have a paid version. I paid for the 17.5.
Yeah, that's good. So
That one
if
works?
if everything is paid version, it is work fine. Okay, no problem.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so tomorrow I will show you detail and another class. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss next class.